Welcome to the Neuspeed Supercharger kit tour. Here it is in all its glory. Alright, so what you're going to get, there's an ECU right there. It's got a C2 chip in it for 30-pound injectors. It's perfectly fine for this setup. I emailed them all the specs and what I was doing, and this is what they gave me, so I'll include the ECU. I don't need it. I have another one. Coming down to the Supercharger here, it has a smaller pulley. I don't have the stock one. This one will hit 10 psi. It'll show that in the driving video. Belt, I have two of them. One's a teeny bit longer. This one's the short one. They both work perfectly fine. I was having a boost problem at the beginning, so I was swapping some belts around. It ended up to be a cracked lower intake that I didn't know, so I was leaking boost there. All fixed now, so all is good. Adjustable fuel pressure regulator. I just needed to give it a little more fuel, so that's included. I'll include the lower intake and the charger and integrated intake because it has these studs here installed. It doesn't mount like the OEM one, so this will be real easy for you to mount. While I was searching for that boost leak, I bought a new bypass valve. I think it was from Magnuson or somebody made it. I have the spare one. This one's nicer and shinier. It works perfectly fine. Throttle body, I think I have a spare one. I'm going to keep this one. Kind of has a wonky cable in there that keeps popping out, but it works. I'm going to keep it, but like I said, I think I have a spare one. I can include that. This tubing will be included with the couplers. I'm going to keep the MAF, and then I angled it down to go to my filter. I'll include everything but the filter. I want to keep the filter. Injectors are the red ones. They were purchased, remanufactured or something. They're Bosch, but they weren't brand new. They were rebuilt or remanufactured, whatever. So those are included. Let's talk about the mounts a little bit. When I got it, it had mounts that didn't work. Well, actually really only one. So I made these just kind of sketchy, but they work perfect. Angled metal down into a T shape, and then I bolted it to the cylinder head studs where the header's bolted on, so really strong. It works well. Over on this side, it was on a Mark III before I got it, and I couldn't mount that because my motor mount was in the way. So there's the brace right there. You can see it, tubular with flattened ends. It mounts to the charger, and then it mounts down there to the engine block. Perfectly sturdy. You can see the clearance on the header is very close, so you're not going to run this with a stock exhaust manifold, so you have to have a header, and you're not going to be able to connect it to the bottom if you have a timing cover, so that's not going to work either. So you have to run no timing cover for these mounts, unless you make your own or something. I think that's about all that's included. Here's a boost gauge inside the car, so I can show you that. Oh, here's an idler. That's the same thing, kind of homemade dealy, but it works fine. It's a timing belt tensioner with kind of like a little stop bracket that stops it on the alternator there. It works good. It just doesn't look very pretty. The original one wasn't included when I got it. And then inside the car, I'll include this handy dandy boost gauge. I have it mounted inside of my vent there. I can take the black part out of the vents and give you that or whatever. Not terribly concerned about it. So, and then here I'll do a startup video so you can kind of see it at startup. Lighting's a lot better here than it was on the drive.